Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and military. Welcome to Military Mayday. We're pointing out a few pieces on the board. Well, we've got a retired Navy SEAL says war in Israel is going to get more brutal. Let's go ahead and hear what he's got to say.
SEAL and Recon Marine veteran Mike Sorelli. Mike, good morning to you.
Steve, good to see you.
I was reading in the Times of Israel this morning, according to the IDF, Israeli leaders have not yet decided whether or not there will be a ground invasion. That's just a head fake, right? I mean, they're massing tens of thousands of people right next to the spot.
Steve, I think the consequences of not conducting a ground invasion are worse than actually conducting a ground invasion. Think about the message that you send your adversaries. If you don't take action, you're incentivizing bad behaviors. Now, what we're probably seeing Israel do is setting the conditions for that ground offensive. We've seen them cut essential services like power. They'll cut water, and especially telecommunications, as they continue indirect fire and aerial bombardment to make it as hard as possible on Hamas and the Palestinian citizens.
Sure. Mike, you know, there's an Arab leader, a Hamas leader, who told an Arab television station that apparently they've been planning this for 2 years. No more than 5 Hamas leaders knew about it, but they've been planning it for 2 years. So they had to have planned, you know what, when things get tough, they're going to cut the juice. And they did.
Mentally, they have been prepared for this. What makes this worse is Gaza's equivalent to the size of Manhattan. Right. So we're talking about military operations on urban terrain known as mount or urban combat. And statistically, from World War II, Way City, even Iraq versus Afghanistan, we've seen those casualties be extremely high. So what concerns me is that they have prepared defensive positions within Gaza. They've laid weapons caches. They have a plan, which is going to make this all the more brutal for both sides.
And Mike, in the last minute or so, as we look at Gaza City, another airstrike. We just heard from Trey Yingst. It sounds like ADF forces, what they're doing is they know where the bad guys are. They're tearing down, they're knocking down the building, knocking down some more, and then they bring in the bunker busters, but sometimes it takes a couple to actually get down to the tunnels if they can, because they've been waiting for this day.
They are very much bunkered in. You can almost count on that. Again, they have a plan in place, but don't count Israel out to be very resourceful in order to make life as painful as on Hamas as well.
Indeed. You know, there are American hostages.
Don't count it out to make life painful for Hamas. Yeah.
Being told.
Oh, they're going to turn into a parking lot.
As a former Navy SEAL, how do you get them out?
So, Steve, hostage rescue is something we don't outsource to other nations. If there's Americans amongst them, you can guarantee that our special operations are, as we say, spinning. But really, this is an intelligence community drill in partnership with Israel
intelligence
to find and fix
drill
where our hostages are at that point. Probably plan a simultaneous coordinated raid to get as many hostages out as possible. What makes this very difficult is that if they're in multiple locations, and you rescue 60 of the 100, the other 40 are in a worse situation. So, you know, it's a bad situation, but don't discount our American special operations to pull it off and pull it off well.
Well, fingers crossed on that. One other question for you. You know, we know there might be up to 150 hostages. Would they keep them in one place, or would they put them wherever they needed to, as human shields, to make sure that the Israelis don't bomb that spot?
Those hostages are their, let's say, propaganda leverage. So, no, the likelihood of all of them being in one location is extremely low. You're talking probably 10 plus locations between the hostages. Again, that's what makes the hostage rescue so complex.
They're not just people, they're leverage. That is absolutely right. Mike.
One more time.
Again, they have a plan in place, but don't count Israel out to be very resourceful in order to make life as painful as on Hamas as well.
Indeed. You know, there are American hostages. There are about 150 Israelis we are being told as well being held hostage.
Some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you get them out?
He said something about a drill.
Steve, hostage rescue is something we don't outsource to other nations.
Here it is. Here it goes. Oh, fuck, of course. Yeah, now it started working. Ain't that something? And now it's not gonna. Is it gonna work again? Boy, I guess not. Fuck it. All right. Well, anyway, I heard you say something about a drill. I'll work on that one again. The IDF troops drop leaflets telling Palestinians to leave their homes or risk death as more than 6,000 bombs dropped on Gaza since Hamas attacks. Come on. This one's all freezing up. I swear. I gotta get a little better computer here, don't I? Well, we're gonna get to the story about this. Anyway, leave their homes or risk death as more than 6,000 bombs dropped on Gaza since Hamas attacks. So that's a lot of bombs, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, this thing is like frozen or something. Right, here we go. The Israeli army has dropped leaflets in the Gaza Strip telling Palestinians to leave their homes or risk being killed as Israel continues to rain missiles on the Hamas-controlled territory. Pictures of the leaflets, which residents told foreign news outlets to have been dropped in the northern city of Beit Lahia, have circulated online. Translated from Arabic, one reads, "For your safety, you must leave your homes immediately. Go to the shelters." Okay, we'll go to and just bomb the shelters then, I guess. The IDF is not interested in harming you or your family members. Anyone who is near Hamas terrorists or terrorist targets will put their lives in danger. The IDF said that it has bombarded the Gaza Strip with approximately 6,000 bombs containing a total of 4,000 tons of explosives since Saturday. Fireball erupts at Israeli airstrip in Gaza City. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday vowed to crush and destroy Hamas, warning that every member of the terrorist organization is a dead man. Isn't that something? 25-mile-long enclave is home to 2.3 million people. It's among the most densely populated places on Earth, with more than 65% of its population estimated to live below the poverty line. Well, you're getting probably like that here in America, actually. UN World Food warned that crucial supplies are running previously low after Israel imposed the total blockade. Yeah, I heard they were cutting off the supplies too, which is just what you do in warfare. Around 340,000 Palestinians have fled their homes seeking refuge in schools, the UN said yesterday. Yeah, I'd be gone too, because they're going to slaughter everybody over there. They want the Gaza Strip. They always have. This is a perfect excuse to go take it. But let's see if we can get back to this
here.
There's
Americans amongst them. You can guarantee that our special operations are, as we say, spinning. But really, this is an intelligence community drill.
Intelligence community drill.
Find and fix.
Intelligence community drill. Intelligence community drill. Well, that's going to end this little episode. I think I'm getting high on time. But that's very interesting news. If you like this information, try to smash the like button or subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Anyway, toodaloo.